Hey guys, my name's Mina,
My name is Ashlyn,
and we are Girl Scouts in Troop 694.
and today we're going to film our second video for our Silver Award project.
We're going to be talking about some different ways to reduce your carbon footprint that you might not have thought about before.
Before we get into the video, we just want to say that every little effort that everyone does helps, because it's going to be a lot better if we have everyone doing many things to help out rather than just a few people doing the most that they can, because together we can make a big difference.
So this first topic that we're going to talk about are some ways that you can reuse and repurpose some items that you probably already have around your house.
The first thing that you can reuse are glass jars that you get from food that you buy, or just any other container that comes in jars, and you can just reuse them to and store whatever other stuff you need.
Yeah, okay. Another thing that you can repurpose are old clothes that either you grew out of or maybe just don't want to wear anymore. You can turn them into rags, so you can use them for either cleaning dishes or just washing your hands.
Yeah. You can also, when you're going out to eat places, you can bring your own set of utensils and to-go containers that you already have the silverware in your kitchen, rather than taking the plastic ones they give to you or the disposable utensils that they give.
And another thing that you can reuse are hand-me-down clothings. So you can either use your friends' old clothing or an older siblings, and you can wear them instead of going out and buying clothes.
Similar to the last idea, there are many products that you can actually buy that are able to be reused over and over again that normally you would just throw away after one use.
Some of these things are like reusable paper towels and napkins, or cotton rounds to help clean off your makeup, and they have reusable plastic wrap that you can get, or metal or glass straws. And you can find all of these things on Amazon or cheap, affordable stores.
Okay, so the next category of things are purchases that you can buy that are alternatives to things that you already use every day but are just more eco-friendly options.
So one of these options are sustainable clothing brands that you can buy, or you can go thrifting.
Another thing that you can buy are ethically sourced food products, and this just means that wherever they're sourced, they do it in a sustainable way that's not detrimental to the environment, and that they're also treating the workers fairly.
You can also switch to LED light bulbs instead of normal ones because they're a lot faster and they use less energy.
You can also buy things such as compostable toilet paper and bamboo toothbrushes, rather than just using normal toilet paper and toothbrushes that just become waste, and these can be biodegradable and turned into soil.
You can also buy low flow toilets, shower heads, and sinks, and they use a lot less water than normal ones.
And the last thing that you can buy that you may not know about is buying mineral sunscreens with titanium and zinc oxide rather than chemical sunscreens, because it's proven that they're really harmful to coral reefs when they're washed off. And this is important because the coral reefs, because they generate half of the Earth's oxygen, and they also take in a third of the carbon dioxide that is emitted through burning fossil fuels. Okay, this next category are things that you can do that will reduce your carbon footprint.
Okay, so the first thing you can do is that you can go to the local farmers market and buy locally grown food.
You can also go to bulk stores near you where you bring your own containers and put in whatever products like rice and grains and things like that, rather than buying a packaged container of flour.
So another thing that you can do is that you don't have to use your thermostat or AC. You could just use a blanket or a small fan, and that will reduce the emission.
You can also just go to the library to get a book that you want to read rather than buying one online.
And you can also buy like digital books and music instead of CDs or DVDs.
Another thing that you can do is multitask when you're driving places to run errands, like trying to do a bunch of things in the same area to reduce the emissions from cars that are produced.
You can also donate and support brands and companies such as 4Ocean, which is a company that makes bracelets, and all of the proceeds go to cleaning up trash on the beaches, or Ecosia, which is a browser extension that you can get. The searches go to planting trees, and the ad revenue from each search goes into planting trees. And you can donate to Team Trees, which is an organization that you donate $1 to them and they plant 1 tree for every $1 donated. You can also take this into your own hands and plant trees or plants in your own backyard.
Another thing that you can do that you might not know about are carbon offsets. You can buy these on TerraPass.com or on Reformation through their climate credits program. And essentially what this is that you can take a period of time or an activity such as going on a flight, and you buy these credits which will offset all of the emissions and carbon that is produced through that activity by donating to carbon reducing projects. We're going to leave links below to these carbon offsets so that you can learn more about what they are. This last category are just things that you should be aware
of. So the first thing that you should be aware of is that even some plastics that say that they are recyclable, they can only be recycled about 1 to 2 times, whereas some metals and glass can be recycled an unlimited amount of times. And we'll have a link in the description of an article that describes how many times materials can be recycled.
The next thing to be aware of are less sustainable foods, such as meats compared to plants. Although meats aren't that sustainable, that doesn't mean that you can't eat meat. However, things to be aware of is that meats such as beef and lamb are a lot less sustainable because the animals produce methane, which is 4 times stronger than CO2, whereas animals like chicken and turkey don't produce that, and they're a lot more sustainable. Also, although dairy milk is the least sustainable option out of all plant milks, there's still some room to learn about within these plant milks, such as a very popular option is almond milk, but almonds take a lot of water to grow. So some other things you can try is like rice milk, oat milk, and soy milk.
Okay, another thing that you should be aware of is knowing how far products that you buy need to be traveled and shipped to you, because the farther it is from you, the more gas and emission it takes to be shipped.
Another thing that you should consider is how heavy the product is when it's being shipped to you, as heavier products will take a lot more fuel and emissions to travel places.
The last thing that you should be aware of is you should ask yourself if you really need a product before you buy it and how much you'll actually use it, because if you don't really need it, then it can help save money and it can help save emissions and
reduce waste.
So these are some tips and ideas that will help you reduce your carbon footprint that maybe you haven't thought about yet. So make sure to check the links in the description. We hope that you use some of these tips and tricks in your everyday life. Thanks for watching our video.
Bye.